Charles Leclerc just signed away his entire racing prime to Ferrari, and he did it the week Monaco could finally break Mercedes. Pull back for a second. Leclerc's contract extension was announced with almost no detail. Ferrari said it was a renewal. What they did not say, and what multiple sources inside the paddock confirmed, is that it extends a deal already running to 2029 deep into the 2030s. That makes it the longest active driver contract in Formula One. 8 seasons at Ferrari, 8 Grand Prix wins, still no championship. And Leclerc chose now, right now, 5 races into the most radical regulation change in a generation, to go all in. The question is, why now? Because Leclerc has seen something in this car. In the SF26, Ferrari's 2026 Challenger. And what he has seen, every rival on the grid is now confirming ahead of Monaco. Lando Norris, McLaren's reigning world champion, said it flat out. Ferrari's low-speed performance is far better than everyone else's. Mercedes championship leader Kimi Antonelli, the 19-year-old leading the drivers' standings, said Ferrari's engine setup will make them very quick at Monaco. And McLaren team principal Andrea Stella, head of the McLaren F1 operation, went further than anyone. He called Ferrari probably the favorite. 3 rivals, 3 separate confirmations, before a single lap has been turned in Monaco. That is why Leclerc signed. He is not betting on hope. He is betting on what he can already see. But here is the bigger picture, and this is the part that connects everything happening this weekend. If you want to know what Ferrari's engine upgrade at Austria actually means for the championship, subscribe. I am covering that full breakdown tomorrow. The engine that has been holding Ferrari hostage, and what changes this weekend. Ferrari arrived in 2026 with what every technical analyst agrees is the best chassis on the grid. The cornering speed, the mechanical grip, the traction out of slow corners. All of it class-leading, and none of it has mattered. Because Mercedes carries an estimated 25 to 30 horsepower advantage in the power unit, the combined engine and electrical motor package. On any circuit with a straight longer than 7 seconds, that gap cancels Ferrari's chassis advantage completely. 3 to 4 tenths per straight. Every lap. 4-5 races in a row. But here is what nobody is saying yet about Monaco. It is not just that the circuit removes the straight line problem. Monaco actively turns Ferrari's liabilities into advantages. Ferrari runs a smaller turbocharger than every rival. On power circuits, that has been a weakness. It cannot sustain the peak output Mercedes pulls on long straights. But a small turbo spools up faster. It responds more quickly to aggressive throttle inputs through tight, slow corners. At Monaco, where the longest flat section lasts approximately 7 seconds, and where 78 corners fill a lap of just 3.3 kilometers, that small turbo characteristic is not a penalty. It is a weapon. At 3 o'clock, but that was just the start. Ferrari also benefits from 2 FIA, the sport's governing body, regulatory changes taking effect this weekend simultaneously. The compression ratio ban, which closes a thermal expansion loophole that allowed Mercedes engines to exceed the legal limit at racing temperature, came into force from June 1st. Monaco is the first race it applies. The brake heating ban, which shuts down a tire warming system Mercedes exploited in Canada, also applies here for the first time. 2 separate Mercedes performance advantages, both stripped in the same race weekend. Fred Vasseur, Ferrari team principal, was careful in Canada. He said neither change alone would be a huge game changer. He is right. But 2 regulatory reductions hitting Mercedes combined with a circuit built entirely around Ferrari's strengths, that is not one change. That is a convergence. Why Mercedes cannot win here, and why Lewis Hamilton knows it. George Russell has never stood on the Monaco podium. Neither has Antonelli. In fact, Russell qualified 14th in Monaco last season in what the team described as one of their worst weekend executions. The Mercedes advantage, the power unit, the electrical deployment efficiency, counts for almost nothing on a circuit where the cars spend almost no time at maximum speed. The FIA, Formula One's governing body, has also placed a Monaco-specific power cap, limiting top speeds to 290 km per hour given how close the barriers are. That cap reduces how much? The MGUK, the electric motor that boosts speed on straights, can deploy, making Mercedes' superiority in electrical management even less relevant around these streets. Mercedes cannot overtake their way out of a bad Saturday here. At Monaco, track position decided by qualifying is almost permanent. Pole position has won this race 27 of the last 30 times. At 4 o'clock, and Lewis Hamilton knows exactly what that means. Hamilton said it himself after Canada. Monaco is the one track where power is not king. He said if you take away the power deficit, Ferrari is in the fight. He has 3 Monaco victories. 2008, 2016, 2019. He has not won a race in 40 starts since inheriting the 2024 Belgian Grand Prix after Russell's disqualification. Canada gave him his best Ferrari result, second place, his first real fight in a red car. Subscribe this channel. Now 3 scenarios exist for Sunday. Scenario 1. Leclerc takes pole, controls the race, wins his second Monaco Grand Prix at home. The emotional and strategic peak of his 2026 season so far. A victory that validates both his new contract and Ferrari's direction. Scenario 2. Hamilton converts his Canada momentum, qualifies on the front row, and ends 40 races without a win. The most talked about story in Formula One this year finally gets its answer. Scenario 3. McLaren, who carry 16 all-time Monaco victories, more than any other constructor, use their own low-speed strengths to split the Ferraris. Norris, or Oscar Piastri, McLaren's Australian driver, lands pole and holds track position Ferrari cannot overcome. But in all 3 scenarios, Mercedes starts Sunday on the back foot. That has not happened once in 2026. Until now. What Monaco tells us about the rest of 2026. Monaco is not the finish line for Ferrari. It is the first proof of concept. The circuit where the chassis can finally express itself. The weekend where 2 regulatory changes reduce Mercedes. And the race before Spain, where a major aerodynamic package arrives. And Austria, where Canal Plus France, the official French Formula One broadcaster, has reported Ferrari's engine upgrade lands 3 weeks ahead of schedule. The SF26, Ferrari's 2026 Challenger, has been the second best car on the grid while running one hand behind its back. Monaco is where that hand comes free. The question now is not whether Ferrari can compete here. Every rival has already answered that. The question is whether Leclerc wins his home race, or Hamilton finally ends the drought. Drop your prediction below. If Monaco just reframed how you see this championship, you will want to be here tomorrow. I am breaking down Ferrari's Austria engine upgrade, and exactly how many championship points it could be worth by Monza.